Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another video. Manchester City will take on Manchester United at the Etihad Stadium tomorrow evening after a close 1-0 win against Everton over at Goodison Park. I don't know why, but since the Spurs defeat, we've not been looking the same. We look sloppy, our passing seems off at times, and I feel like Bernardo Silva is left isolated playing on the wing, and we do lose his quality in midfield. For me, Gundogan has been poor in form recently, and him and KDB just don't work well together in midfield. I feel like we're trying to jam both of them in together and it's just not working recently. Rodri has been slightly sloppy recently. We were lucky to avoid that penalty against Everton, and Phil Foden capitalised an error made by Michael Keane, which we beat Everton 1-0. We then see the return of Jack Grealish and Gabriel Jesus against Peterborough. Grealish and Mahrez goals provided by Phil Foden got us the 2-0 victory to get us to the quarter-final of the FA Cup, which was great. Ruben Dias apparently will be out for 4 to 6 weeks due to muscle injury, which isn't really good, especially getting into the business end of the season. Nathan Ake is also injured apparently, not sure how long for, but both came off injured during half-time against Peterborough, so we are quite thin at centre-halves at the moment, which means we'll be seeing the return of Aymeric Laporte and John Stones in the Manchester derby. Looking at Man United's recent form, 2 wins out of their last 5 games, which was a 2-0 win versus Brighton, a 4-2 win versus Leeds, a 1-1 draw versus Burnley and Southampton, and a goalless draw versus Watford. So their form has been shaky recently. We've been a little shaky as well, so it is going to be a very interesting game. I think this will be the first time Pep Guardiola will take on Ralf Rangnick, who, to be fair, has made United slightly stronger in defence recently, and they also have Cristiano Ronaldo up front, who will be a big threat. So it will be interesting to see how Rangnick will set up the team, so we will have to see, I guess. So let's look at Pep's press conference for this game. Pep Guardiola talks about our derby form over the last few seasons. It's true, we won a lot away more than here. No specific reason. We were punished on the counter-attack, which is their quality. They are unstoppable, they are faster, quicker, and that's why we will defend for the first time deeper and use the counter-attack for 90 minutes. I mean, it's interesting that we do well at Old Trafford and they do well at the Etihad. I'm not sure why. We do struggle to score against them at home. Again, I'm not sure why. We do leave ourselves quite open against United. Hopefully something we avoid on Sunday. I know how important the derby is for our fans, but we don't play to win the derby. We play to win the Premier League. Winning the derby helps us win the Premier League. We know what we have to do. Lose on Sunday and win the Premier League. I will sign right now. I mean, can't blame that logic. I think I understand what Pep means, but obviously winning the derby is massive for us, but obviously winning the Premier League is bigger in my opinion, so I'm not sure what to say on that. Pep Guardiola also talks about Ruben Dias and Nathan Ake's injury. Yeah, but it happens during a season. One of our best players, Kevin, was out for 8 or 9 months. I'm not going to cry. We have 2 central defenders, but it is what it is. People said we were lucky with COVID, but we have 15 to 16 players in the last month. We will fight. Spot on. Although Diaz will be out for about 6 weeks, every league title we have won, we've always had key injuries. For example, 17-18, we had a certain French player injured. 18-19, KDB was out for most of the season due to injury. Even our title win last season, KDB was injured, Aguero was injured. So these things do happen, and obviously Diaz injured will be a huge miss. Not just his quality, but also his leadership at the back. Pep Guardiola praises the work Ralf Rangnick has done. The work Ralf Rangnick has done in Germany is exceptional. Then Austria, Red Bull teams play the same philosophy, and you can already see some patterns of what he wants to do. The idea from Ralf Rangnick is the tendency already in the Premier League. Ralf Rangnick is the father of Gegenpress, and we see that with Liverpool, Southampton, a little bit with Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel. Pep also praises Cristiano Ronaldo. He has been one of the greatest of the last 15 years alongside Messi. What these guys have done, we won't see it again. When you do this, you're under more scrutiny. He was too good, and as a finisher, he is exceptional. It was a joy to watch him all these years. So let's look at the team news. For Man City, Ruben Dias is out with a muscular injury for 4 to 6 weeks, and Nathan Ake is also out with an injury. Zach Steffen is also out with a shoulder injury. For Man United though, Edinson Cavani could be out with a groin injury. but Scott McTominay may return to the starting XI after he recovers from illness. So let's predict my lineup for Manchester City. In net is obviously going to be Ederson, no doubt about that. And obviously with Ruben Dias out injured, I think defence will most likely be John Stones and Aymeric Laporte, no doubt about that. And then fullbacks, I think it'll be Walker and Cancelo. I don't think Zinchenko will be playing in this game anyway, and we don't have any centre-halves to play out wide. So it is going to be interesting. I thought Walker's been a bit down recently. I'm not sure why. He's been a bit iffy at right back recently, but, you know, he's the only player we have at right back, and Cancelo is obviously going to be playing on the left. Now, in midfield, Rodri, I think, will return back to the starting XI after he was rested against Peterborough, and alongside them, I think Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne are going to play in midfield. I think Gundogan will drop out for this game. We need Bernardo back in midfield. I just feel like he's isolated, playing on the wing or playing as a false nine. We just need his energy back in midfield. And then the front three, I think Riyad Mahrez has to 100% start in this game. He's been probably our best player this season. I think he is our top scorer, and I think Raheem Sterling has to play on the left-hand side. Obviously, we could potentially see Phil Foden on the left, Raheem Sterling on the right, and maybe Jack Grealish as a false nine. But I think Phil Foden might play that false nine role against Man United, and I think this will somewhat be the lineup Pep puts out against United. So let's predict Man United's lineup for this team. In net for them is obviously going to be De Gea, no doubt about that. And I think the back line is going to be Diego Dalot, Varane, Maguire and Shaw. I think Maguire will be playing in this game. I don't really see Lindelof and Varane playing in this game. Although Maguire has been dropped from the last game, he could possibly be dropped for this game, but I feel like he's going to play. He is their captain after all. I think in midfield, it might be Matic. Obviously, if Scott McTominay is fit, Scott McTominay may start, but I feel like Matic will probably play this game. But I think midfield, obviously, is going to be Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. I don't really see Fred getting into this midfield. I think it will be Pogba and Fernandes. It does depend how Ralph Rangnick is going to play, to be honest, because he does play with his 4-2-2-2 and stuff. So it does depend how he's going to set up. But I think this will somewhat be the lineup. Sancho on the left. He's been decent recently. Alanga's been great on form recently as well. So they are going to be two threats on the wing. And Ronaldo is obviously Ronaldo, whether he scores with header, whether he scores with his arse. He is going to be a threat at the end of the day. So he is going to be a player that we are going to have to look out for. Doesn't matter about form. It does depend how Rangnick sets up the team, but I think this will somewhat be their lineup against us on Sunday. So let's look at my prediction for this game. I think Manchester City will draw this game 1-1. We have been poor recently. We don't have a great record against them at the Etihad over the last few years. I'm not really confident for this game, to be honest, just looking at our form. Obviously, form does go out the window during derby days and stuff, but I don't know, I'm just not really confident at the moment. Obviously, we can win this game, but our recent form has been sloppy. Dias is going to be a massive miss in defence. Not only his qualities, but again, his leadership was so key in that defence for us last season. So we're going to be missing that as well. So it will be interesting to see what happens on Sunday, I guess. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do like this video, do subscribe, do comment down below your predicted lineup, do comment down below your prediction, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.